Well, hello, hello, hello. This is now number AMC 14. As always, we say this is a lifestyle choice, not an investment advice. And if you can put the money you want to invest on the front lawn and burn it without crying, then don't invest it. Back to the fancy graphs and the guys with fancy knowledge, and just a ton of information is available on AMC. But for us guppies to whale, I'm going to give you, just like we've been doing, basic necessities. So it seems that the boys who've been selling the chairs have decided to double down on their adventure. So imagine these guys have been selling chairs for a number of years. They sell in the spring, the owner goes away, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, please refer back to the first or second or third video that we've done. So they've been selling these chairs, and they have been actually edging their bets by producing the weather report that ensures that they'll never have to cover the cost of the original chairs. They'll always make money. So in practical terms, these guys have been writing short options available, and just as it gets time for the options to close out, they make absolutely sure that the news surrounding that commodity is at a point where those options are not going to be covered. Doesn't matter, because they are controlling both ends. They control the writing, they control the news, they control the closing. However, excuse me, what they ran into are what they call dumb money, the apes. And for me, guppies to whales. And these guys have decided it's okay. We don't care what the weather is. We're going to keep our chairs. You say snow is coming in July? It's okay. We're going to hold on to our chairs. We're not selling the chairs. So what these guys have decided to do, instead of pay up, take your losses, and consider the day, they have doubled down. They have started to sell phantom chairs and more phantom chairs in an attempt to drive the price down, to shake the tree of the guppies, to shake the tree of the apes, to see who will fall out. But the apes are holding on. They're not letting go. They don't care if there's snow. They don't care if it freezes over in the middle of July. They're holding on to their summer chairs. Now we got a problem. We don't have a problem. They have a problem. Because patience, patience, patience. Hold the line. Apes have decided they're going to hold the line. They're going to hold on to their shares. They're in no hurry to sell. So it's reported today on several outlets. There are examples on Twitter, and there's documented cases. And if I was capable enough, I'd show you the file where they've shown that there are simulations now being run by the hedge funds, or inside the dark pool, inside where they trade and you don't see what's being traded. And these simulations are taking into account what happens, what's our exit strategy if we had to pay upwards of $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a share for AMC. And of course it makes sense for these simulations to be running. Of course, this is all allegations that's taking place. These are all folks who, from what they've seen. The big thing is they don't know why are they running these simulations. I mean, you can buy the share at $60, $50 plus dollars today. Why would you be running simulations that shows $5,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000? And hey, coming from a guppy, of course it's simple. You have to take into account what happened if this dumb money decide to be dumber and not let go of these chairs. What are you going to do? You're going to have to try and motivate them. And everything you're doing so far is not motivating them. You riding more naked shares is not motivating them. Nothing you're doing is shaking them. They're holding the line. So it makes perfectly sense the why. The why is, what will it take to shake the apes out of their trees so that they finally jump to the ground and let go of these chairs? They're not going to do it unless it's a real valuable, real enticing reason. So the simulations which are being run to show that these individuals are willing to pay upwards of $5,000 a share if they get them in a block. They're not going to pay $5,000 for a share. They probably want to say if they get 20 million shares or if they get whatever, because they have to cover a large amount of shares. So of course it'd be an incentive to the brokerage company for them to make money, an incentive to sort of entice their clients, which is what's going to happen. The brokerage company is going to start calling their clients and says, listen, I know we did, but we could get a premium on you. So of course, it makes sense. So they're not necessarily going to pay $5,000 per share for one share, but they're willing to put a budget in place to show what will it take to entice a block of shares, to shake a block of shares out of those trees. The end result is, if you're not in, and you got money you can afford to put on your front lawn and burn without crying, today find yourself an option that you can play. Look for a long option. Look for next year, an option that says January, September, March, whatever the options are for 2022. Try and get the option, the least expensive option. As I told you before, I have January's 145s. Look for options that you can afford. Maybe they've had other options since then. Get yourself into the play with an option that you can afford to hold on to, and give yourself a long time, as long as time as possible, to hold on to those options. I think we're going to have ourselves a wonderful play day. It's getting to that point. Just be patient. Thank you.